What's going on, guys, and welcome back. Happy October season to you. We've got ourselves a brand new ranked season, so everything's resetting, a new conquest, and then, of course, the newest season pass card in Elsa Bloodstone. What a way to kick off almost a year of Marvel Snap and global launch with an iconic Marvel character that no one knows who she is, but she's damn good. This is not your Disney Elsa. Get her out of here. This is Elsa Bloodstone, and today, guys, we're going to be focusing on the most electric and exciting ways to utilize the new season pass card, breaking down the deck and teaching you the essentials. I'll also provide you guys with every great synergy and combo card to help you guys create decks yourselves, and of course answer the question that a lot of people want to know: is she worth it, and how good is she really? Can you skip her? Is she essential? Is she like Phoenix Force or more like Loki? Elsa Bloodstone is a 2-cost, 2-power card, and she's got the simple ability of, if you play a card to fill a location, give it +3 power. No ongoing, no on reveal. She can't synergize, obviously, and loses out with the Spectrum, Onslaught, maybe Odin. But in return, she's very tough to counter. Enchantress, Rogue, Cosmo can't stop her. When she's on the board, she does what she does very well. Now, if you look at her power, though, she's obviously well below what a typical 2-cost can put out. You know, she's only a 2-2. That's, you know, Zabu standards. But at the same time, she can easily put out 2-5, 2-8, 2-11, and past that. So it definitely makes up for it. And you don't have to play her early like a card in the case of like Zabu. Now, some of you guys just jumped into the video and you want to know one thing. You don't want to watch, you just want to know, is Elsa Bloodstone legit? And we're going to start there before the combos and that crazy stuff. Yes, I think she's a top tier card, no question. The advantage that I had having Elsa on my side compared to the opponent is crazy, especially in some archetypes and with her MVP synergy cards that we'll go over in just a bit. Balance, particularly, that I played in this video, is crazy with Elsa Bloodstone. You get her early, cracked. You get her late, no big deal. You can still take advantage of an explosive last turn. Elsa Bloodstone seems versatile, flexible, and is just everything you want into kind of a 2-cost package. I mean, we'll see if she keeps the +3 power over her snap tenure, but yeah, I have no problem saying she's a great card. And now we'll jump into the rest of the video. Now, I think everybody will, but what kind of players are going to very much enjoy this card, Elsa Bloodstone? If we look at the archetypes, I think that Zoo decks, bounce decks, movement players, obviously both in the new traditional sense of the word with Kraven and Nightcrawler Jeff, those style of decks, but also just pure movement decks, Miracle List under Sera, just value decks, destroy players, Kitty Pryde, and just deck crafters. So again, as you guys can see, very versatile in the way that she works. Now let's talk to you players that either didn't get the season pass or you just want to troll and go against all these people that are going to be utilizing and playing Elsa. Let's talk counters and obviously the cards that Elsa hates. Shadow King is going to be the best counter for her depending on the deck. If it's a deck that just goes for the +3 value and spreads out wide, you know, you can stop one lane. But if it's a Kitty Pryde deck, one of those movement decks, Shadow King is going to shut it down insanely. On top of that, also Mojo, guys. I think Mojo, if I can find the fat yellow guy, Mojo's awesome. Mojo is going to obviously get a lot better value, a 2-8 worth of stats if they have 4 cards in the lane, and so it's pretty easy. You have to have 4 cards too, but you can make that happen with not a ton of effort. Other cards that I love is trying to take away them, getting that big bonus. Debris fills up that. If they're trying to play a movement deck, obviously you can also just screw where they're going to be moving their cards like Jeff and limit their space. So Debris is a big riser on my list, going to get even better with Man-Thing. And then I think that this card is one that I kind of shouted out about a month back when I had my new Zoo video about Valkyrie. Valkyrie is awesome right now against all the Shuri decks, but also she doesn't give a damn about the stats out there, right? She sets everything to 3. There's a lot of cards that synergize with her. And outside of Luke Cage, you're going to be looking pretty good. So those are the main cards at first that I see just targeting her right off the bat. Honorable mention for Killmonger, outside of just being good against Elsa, is just good right now. People are kind of underestimating his presence. So all those, obviously, Nebula, Sunspot, High Evo decks, just get rid of them. You know, Kitty Pryde, if you happen to be able to play the dance of priority. And then best of all, he just wipes out the lanes, right? So if they're trying to fill up all these lanes with 1-cost or cheap cards, you can obviously get rid of it pretty easily. Find decks that you can synergize them in, like Surfer, Destroy. I like Killmonger a lot this season. Now, lastly, before hopping into today's deck and getting the show on the road here, Cozy, I want to talk about the cards that are going to synergize and help you guys kind of spark some creativity and how you can use one of the most versatile season pass cards to come to the game. Now, right off the bat, I've got some MVPs here. Obviously, guys, Kitty Pryde is going to be such a huge winner under Elsa. Good God, it's kind of ridiculous. Mysterio has instantly just boosted up big time, kind of like Collector with Loki. Just an insane play in combination with Bishop Hitmonkey. Already has these pocket synergy combos, and then you add in Elsa. It's hilarious. You know, we've talked about Kitty Pryde. This card is going to be insane with its boosted power. Now we know why it got nerfed, obviously, and it's even crazier than I kind of thought. Boosting her up over and over, especially if you fill up a lane early. You know, obviously, the earlier you get Elsa, the better. If you can Bast and you can get something like an Iron Man getting that 3 power, and then you can also play him last, and now he has 6 power. There's so many great cards, but Elsa, Mysterio, and Jeff is who I like to highlight as my favorite MVPs. Jeff is not only good because he's a 2/6, but also he's special because you can fill up a lane with no worries, and then you can do crazy combos, move them out, and just not worry about it, and continue to build up other cards that aren't Kitty Pryde that need to stay there, something like Demon. Outside of the MVPs, obviously Nightcrawler, Silk, Hulkbuster, Captain Marvel. These fake lane fillers are all very advantageous to play under Elsa. Ghost Spider, I can see getting somewhat of a resurgence under Elsa as well. Getting a nice boost up to one of your cards, let's say Nimrod, pulling him into another lane and then carnaging, vitting him, and spreading him out. Same goes for obviously Jeff. You can do that as well with Nimrod. And then lastly, guys, we have cards that want those boosted stats like Deadpool and Human Torch. Venom and Carnage can clear the way after filling up a lane. And then lastly, Phoenix Force. We've seen the deck on the rise, and I think playing that into an Elsa lane, moving it out of the way, you also got some cool things going on there. All right, guys, so let's talk about today's premier deck, and I think this is going to be a very strong meta option this season. We have the new Elsa Blood Bounce. Now, guys, Bounce has been out of the meta for a little bit, but it used to shine because it was great to stack up tall against Shuri decks, and obviously Shuri High Evo both stack tall, and they're kind of everywhere at the moment. Now, it does have its weaknesses, but for the most part, it's a very tight deck and sound package, with every card having a specific purpose, and most of them synergizing with Elsa Bloodstone. Now, you might have noticed we have all the MVPs in the deck that we just talked about. Kitty Pryde, Jeff, Mysterio, all looking to capitalize on that extra +3 Elsa bonus. Bast, if you've played Bounce before, you're going to be right at home. If you haven't, there'll be a little bit of an adjustment period, and hopefully the battles that I pilot today can show you when to Bast. Obviously, you're looking to Bast Kitty Pryde, Angela, Iron Man. These are your big ticket numbers. Mysterio is hilarious if you get him off with the bonus of Elsa as well. And then we have Chavez, not only to have more dependability in our draw and the cards that we need out early, like Elsa, but also she can't be Bast, which is a perfect home and purpose for America Chavez. As far as bounce decks go, it's pretty simple, guys. We've got our combos with the Hitmonkey and Mysterio package, as well as Bishop. All that combo together alongside Elsa is pretty much just a winner. But outside of that, you have Iron Man for just a little bit of an extra boost if you need to compete against, let's say, a Red Skull lane to make sure you seal that off. Kitty Pryde is our mission and goal. So if we can Bast into a lane, then maybe play Elsa and something like Jeff and Kitty Pryde on turn 3. And then we just keep on playing that Kitty Pryde, building her up. One of the biggest cards that we can abuse with Elsa on the board. Beast can also get our Elsa bonus if we want to go and take back the Hood, Kitty Pryde, and maybe something like Angela, depending on what you want to bounce back. This deck doesn't have a lot of great cards to bounce to your hand, but what I will say is the Beast gets a natural 7 power with the Elsa bonus, and so it feels great to not only have free plays for Kitty Pryde and the Hood and maybe even Demon. You can use them later to build up your Hitmonkey, but also you're going to open up a lane and continue to add +3 power via Elsa. Now, when it comes to replacements, obviously you can squeeze in a tech card here and there, and the ones that I like to throw in, Mobius protects your Beast discount, so that feels pretty solid having him in the deck. Shadow King and Luke Cage together is naturally something you might want to have as a defense if we start to see a lot of Shadow Kings to combat Elsa's power. Mojo is a huge counter to Elsa, and it's great to have in your own deck. And I think it's cool to bounce back because you can place him into a more advantageous lane depending on your opponent's placement. Iceman is that classic one-drop you want to throw into the deck. He's pretty solid, and we can throw in some Patriot packages. Patriot with this deck works, right? We've got ourselves the Mysterio illusions, and then we can squeeze in maybe one other card to take advantage of the Patriot. You guys have seen Iron Patriot, and this is no different. Instead, though, we have Elsa, Bast, and Patriot to boost up to our illusions to make Doctor Doom look weak, which is just crazy to even say. Lastly, guys, I'm a big fan of Hawkeye. I think Hawkeye is one of those that it's kind of him or Hood or, you know, him and maybe Jeff. He's a tough one to squeeze in, but man, the guy's a 1-4 reliably. He can be a 1-7. Hawkeye Bounce is one of my favorite ways to play the archetype, and so definitely give it a try if you haven't already. Now again, lots of replacements. It's going to be tough to find which card to slot out because all of these, it's like Destroy. They all just synergize together just perfectly, and it can be tough to cut one card. Maybe you don't need to go too big over the top with Bishop or Hood, but in my playtesting, you don't need Falcon and Beast. With the Hitmonkey package, Beast felt a little bit better, albeit a little risky sometimes with Mobius out there. Falcon, if you love one-drops, can feel awesome, and he's cheaper, so you can get some more bang-for-buck combos out there. But the list is tight, and so be careful when plugging in a tech card exactly which card you replace. I typically do this at the beginning of the season, but because it's the launch of the season, I want to go ahead and show you guys some of my early climbing in ladder with Elsa and how I utilized her as a new season pass card opposed to Gold Conquest. This way you guys get more variety of games and you guys can see kind of the different ways to utilize her as a card and obviously in today's deck. All right, guys, as you can see, we have 6 cubes. I've played legit just 2 games with Elsa to get my kind of bearing straight, and we're just hopping right into ladder. We're going to try to close in some good progress in the Infinite. Maybe we get it night 1, maybe at least day 1. And we're going to be swapping out a lot of cards, the flex cards that we talked about today. So anytime we get Bast open up, feels really good. You know, sometimes it's tempting to hold on to Bast because there's so many cards that benefit. I like to play a greedy Bast, and I'm going to do that right now. So we're going to play Kitty Pryde down and start building that up. And what is going on with my name up here? Sorry about what in the absolute heck. All right, there we go. So we pulled our Elsa. That's perfect, obviously, for the video. Not mad about that. But we're going to hold on. We're going to hold on here because obviously if we keep playing Kitty Pryde, we're not going to get the value out of Bast, right? But at this point, I'm okay with losing the 1 on Elsa. We're going to play her down. It's different for everybody when they play their Bast. Some are greedier than others. But Mobius there obviously is a great counter to what we're trying to do. We're going to try to not let that guy know we're playing Bounce, right? So we're going to have to try to figure out a little bit of a different strategy here. Beast is not the card we wanted, so holding on to Bast has not paid off really all that much right now, which is a tad bit of a bummer. And I'm really not liking any of our plays at the exact moment because we want to hold on to the Angela. That's just not looking great, guys. Not looking great. So we'll go ahead and play Bast now. And what we're going to do as we play this Loki deck is we're going to go ahead and try to fill up Clothing Vats with a card that we obviously want to have just like immense levels of power. And we can even spam some Angelas in there. Like Kitty Pryde would be sick in there. There's a lot of different options that we have. So I'm thinking we're going to go with Angela, then the Kitty Pryde right side. Oh, beautiful. We got the can't do bug. Can't wait to see that all flip in video. Let's go Angela, Kitty Pryde, Kitty Pryde. This is ridiculous at this point. Look at this madness. Now, they don't come back to our hand, but that's completely fine because we popped 28 over there, which is obviously ridiculous. We can do a few things just to win out the game, but this is what's just so... It's hilarious, right? Let's go Angela, Kitty Pryde, Kitty Pryde. Obviously, these icebox stuff has made this a little bit annoying. I mean, if I throw this down, I don't think there's beating it, right? I think we just win right side and we win with this. He can't do anything on this side. We let him have the Necro. Yeah, I think this is going to be GG. We go with the Iron Man. Double bonus. He's going to get the 3 as well, which is just insane that you can essentially get a 6-power Iron Man. Better than Mr. Negative by playing Bast and Elsa. Oh, he's staying. Is he pumping?
I am Iron Man.
He must be pumping. What's this other card? All right. That was the grand plan. Went for 10 on that side. Yeah, she's crazy, right? I mean, just absolutely fire. Victory. First game that we could have showed, and not a lot to it. Didn't really even think about it. It was just playing cards to have fun there. And, I mean, 7, 3, 3, 7. Absolute craziness. The Angela's 11 and 7. Hilarious. And now this is more testimony like Shadow King, Shadow King, Shadow King. We got our next blood balance victim in 0 with Space Throne to boot. Now, Space Throne does work with Elsa, which is awesome. We already have the Iron Man, Angela, Elsa Bloodstone. We're going to snap. We'll see if 0 stays in. 0 not only stays in, but it's a fresh new season. That means new confidence, right? Just forget the garbage that happened last season. Open up with double snapping. Clearly, he must have Elsa, too. Feels pretty good about it. But having the Iron Man, Angela to begin with is fuego. It feels kind of bad. We got Hood after that. Sadness. And do we want to play Angela now or Elsa? We'll play Angela right side. I know it's a little bit risky, but he's going to join me in the efforts. And he's got Jeff. We've got our Jeff, the good shark, too. Kitty Pryde comes in. That's exactly what we obviously wanted. And we can start filling up the lanes early at this point. So what's crazy, right? We play Elsa down. What's absolutely nuts is we can just start playing Kitty Pryde. And she should just be getting +3 every time I play her into Space Throne. Yo, this is nuts. And that animation is fire, too. What in the... Golly. All right, we got a high Evo deck, too. We've got our Jeff. This is just beautiful, guys. Let's go Kitty Pryde, Hood, Jeff. Give it to our Jeff. We could also build up the Hood for what it's worth, but I don't think I want to do that. This is nuts, though, right? Am I crazy? Build up the Kitty Pryde yet again. We've got the Hood going to give us a demon, so that means we could just play a 9-power demon on Space Throne to end it if we want to do that. Mobius comes out, so we can bounce back. Not a big deal. And again, we talked about the tech cards you guys can play, but we are electing not to. So, probably just Iron Man this time around, yeah? I think he'll assume I'm going to play... I don't think he's going to do something as risky as, like, Professor X over here. I think Iron Man all but wins this. Playing Iron Man mid, right? I mean, I don't see a world where this guy wins.
I am Iron Man.
High Evo? Oh, it's over. Oh my god. Elsa she's just fun. She works. She's really good. We'll see how long she stays this way. Hopefully she stays for a while. So what I'm thinking is we have a couple play lines we can do. We can just give Bishop the plus power. He's out of there. We could go Demon, Kitty Pryde. Move the Jeff over if we want to go that route. Iron Man was not losing. Clean win against High Evo, which is obviously one of the most played decks. And another dubs for Blood Balance as we make our climb up on night 1. TheFireSharter. Who submits that and says, I like that name? I feel good about that one. All right. Probably someone that plays a superhero card game. I mean, I understand. Kitty Pryde, Bass, Hitmonkey, Jeff. I mean, absolute fantastic starting hand. The only thing that sucks, I would say, obviously, is Project Pegasus. Do we go absolute wild and just play them all? Get a fat Hitmonkey to start? That can't be smart. And we can't even play the Kitty Pryde. Yeah, so Project Pegasus is actually not great. We're just going to play these two. I don't love the Project Pegasus here, because we can't take advantage of this all that much. Yeah, like Doctor Doom, I would say, is slightly better than what we just did there, but we're not giving up yet. Kitty Pryde still can't do too much here, but we'll just play down the card. Okay. We've got the Iron Man to win Nidavellir, so I'm not too worried about that. That's where he comes in pretty handy. And then we just have to win the lane where we think he doesn't want to win. Which if I was going to guess, he'd probably go for Monster Metropolis, right? So let's go with Elsa Bloodstone. I want to do Elsa in the middle to start building up our Nidavellir, but we obviously need to do it here to start building up our Kitty Pryde. And is there a card that I like more than another to boost up? Like, Jeff is great, obviously, but I think just as soon as you can fill it up without filling up the location is when you want to, get things rolling, wheeling and dealing. Like, the idea of playing Hood, then moving this later is kind of fun. Let's get Jeff down, get the Hood down. Maybe we can end up getting our Beast and go absolutely crazy. Another high Evo deck. Surprise, surprise. I think we're going to crush this guy. Yeah, I think this guy's absolutely done. I think we hang on to this, though. Like, this is just an obvious win that he thinks he has, but he clearly doesn't. The only problem is, like, oh, man. It's like we want to... I think we snap. This is one of those, like, we're climbing the ladder, right? I think we snap. We play Iron Man here. Ah, he's out of here.
Victory.
The guy played Doctor Doom on turn 1. How does he not feel good about it? But yeah, so great example, right? Iron Man, play 5. Obviously, I thought about playing him on turn 6 so that we could get an 8 cube, maybe whatever. This guy's skittish. But it's sometimes just good to get the points out there. And we get 1 cube, but it was good to show at least how the battle worked. Texas, I think, is what he's going for there. TXZ, maybe. And Iron Man, Angela, Hitmonkey. Look, I'm trying to tell you guys when to be greedy, when to snap. Obviously, if we look at the deck, Hood, Kitty Pryde, good cards. Mysterio is the one that we want to have the ultimate pop-off with. Because she's the only card I don't have Kitty, this just feels like a snap and a play fast to me. I mean, anytime I get the 3 Iron Man, it just works. Feels good. Feel a little bit better that they don't play. Is there a turn that if your opponent does not play on? I think that's okay. Kind of a bummer. If your opponent doesn't play, you're like, I won. Like, if it's turn 3 and they still haven't played, are you like, it's over? That you've got this guy beat? Because by turn 3, if they don't play and I haven't snapped, I'm snapping, right? Because it's pretty tough to make that up. And Crimson Cosmos, unless we bounce back some cards with Beasts, not a lot of cards that can be played there outside of our Iron Man and Chavez. So we've got Hitmonkey, Bishop, and we do have our Beast that we can play now. Wish we could play Bishop over here on Crimson and build that up. I don't mind just getting him done here. And then we go Iron Man, Chavez. So we just win this lane. Iron Man, Chavez, Crimson. All right, so we've got a Patriot player. Boosted Patriot. We got Mysterio. Hello. I'm thinking what we do is, man, this is a weird turn because 1, 2, and 2, nothing really feels good with what we happen to have. But we're just going to do Chavez and Iron Man. Like, that's our game plan. If we're sticking by that, it still doesn't feel good. Like, what are we supposed to do here? Do we bounce this back? I don't like this whatsoever, but I guess so. This is a terrible play. I should probably have done, like, just about nothing. Because I think we still could have won. Alright, because now we can't do our Iron Man game. We messed up the system. Let's go Bishop. At least we can split them up now. Angela. The Hood.
Opponent snapped.
Let's just go Iron Man this turn. In the dead middle. I kind of don't mind this, right? We got Chavez, no Elsa this game. And I think, honestly, like... This guy, this ought to get her done, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. He gets, what is that? 8, 11. And then we pump even more into this. We'll play it out. Let's see where he plays. Interesting. We take out the boosted Patriot. It was a close one.
Victory.
No Elsa, but I think that's a good example that this deck can still win, and I hated my play lines, but they were better than nothing. Starting hand, Kitty Pryde, guys, Hitmonkey, Mysterio, and Beast. This is definitely one of those god hands that you can start out with, and I like the odds starting out, we have Avengers Compound and Angela, so even better. Let's get our Angela here on Avengers Compound, start building up what is going to be that fill lane so that we can get that going. And we've got ourselves probably the move Craven package with a Elsa deck as well, if I had to guess. This helps us out a bit more with bounce, opposed to him who wants the room. And we already have our Elsa, which is also obviously really good. So, a couple things that we can try to do here. I think ultimately we could go Kitty Pryde and then end up beasting this all back. For now, I don't mind playing Elsa in the middle here.
Neighborhood Spider-Man here.
If that went middle, it would have been a little bit annoying, but, you know, nothing that we couldn't handle. Something we had to be a bit more careful on turn 5, I guess. Obviously, getting a Bast late is the worst case scenario. Like right now, if this was Bast, it would be a bummer, but it's not. And we can look at our options, right? So, obviously, there's no Mobius on the board, guys. We could end up going with a Beast, but this is probably our safer play, probably the better play overall. Bouncing back Angela and kind of shifting lanes quickly if he did have the Craven built up is pretty cool, and I don't mind it. You know, obviously, if you're afraid of Killmonger, you can always use the Jeff over the Kitty Pryde here. But at this point, we're going to go ahead and snap. Like our odds a lot. We'll see if he kind of sticks in here. But we're going to now be able to start just building up. We've got the Elsa on the board. We have our Kitty Pryde, our Jeff. He doesn't have Elsa. We do. It just gives us a nice clear advantage early and a nice snap indicator, which is one of the reasons I like her as just a card that's played. Mobius comes out, so it would have been rough, obviously, if we did play Beast, because we would have not gotten the discount. And this particular build, I do not have Mobius in my own. And here we go. So we can only play here. All cards must be played here, right? I don't hate this. We don't get the discount from Kitty Pryde, but we take back these 2 cards. We get the Demon with none of the con, and it sets us up kind of nicely for the next last turn, not next turn. What's up, guys? Editing Cozy here. I wanted to pause for a second because I think Elsa is going to come with a lot of different trial and error, and sometimes I'm playing her like it's the Raft or maybe White Room trying to get that bonus. You have to have that 4th card there revealing when there's 4 other cards active, right? So you guys are going to see me playing Beast here before the Kitty Pryde because it didn't matter. They had Mobius. That was my thinking. My Kitty Pryde does not get the bonus power from Elsa. So make sure that if this happens to happen to you, to play Beast last as you usually would, but it, you know, might change if you have Mobius down. Oh, and extra bonus note, my dumbass should have just played Kitty Pryde in the middle, and that would have solved that. I guess I just thought maybe get a little bonus there on the Beast. Who knows? Either way, lesson learned. Get the hood down. Let's pop these 2 back in our hands. Obviously, it would be awesome with Hitmonkey if those would have been free, but they're not because of Mobius, who does keep the deck in check a little bit. And here we go. So, as Kitty Pryde says, can't do, ignore the negativity because we're going to absolutely wreck the deck. Vision is going to be getting to a 10 power, essentially, so he's got 15 power here in the middle. He can double down play on that. What I'm thinking we do, guys, is we'll move the Jeff. I'm going to still win these 2 lanes. I think those are the lanes that we can easily win. To me, I feel like this will probably do it. We're not playing the Kitty Pryde, or we should, obviously. This should probably do it. I mean, other than that, we could, I don't know, do a couple other things. This is going to win, though. This feels great. We have a lot of power left side, immense power this side. We're going to just abandon this lane over there. I guess if we wanted to be, like, really cheeky, we could play the Mysterio over here and then end up doing, well, hold on here. Let's go here. This is actually kind of hysterical. We could go Kitty Pryde, Hitmonkey, Mysterio, so we actually do cover our bases over there. I think we might need the extra power on this lane, though, which is why ultimately I'm going to go with the Mysterio play on the left side here. It would be hysterical, though, if we would have just played that Mysterio there. But we have 7. We've got our Kitty Pryde, built up our Hitmonkey to approximately 1 billion points. And look at that. Even if we didn't play the 4 burger over there, which is 7, it would have just been enough to win. This deck can go extremely tall, as you can see. Insanely tall, for that matter. Can compete with most of them out there. We take out a Craven package. The Elsa was a great early indicator to snap. The points were looking good. That's hopefully something you guys can look out for. When to go in, when to kind of be aggressive. And that one kind of spoke for itself, even without Iron Man or an early Bast. So we keep on collecting. We go up to rank 78, and things are looking good. Well, guys, it's getting pretty late. We have gotten bots. We've gotten people retreating left and right ever since I've teched in the Mobius into the deck. Having like Zabu guy, and he gets out of here. So don't worry, we're gonna have plenty of decks and battles this week. We've got Hood, Kitty Pryde, Hitmonkey, Bishop. Pretty dang good opening hand, if I say so myself. Let's get our Elsa. Hell's Kitchen, okay. That gives us the Bast, which is a insane Bast. We lose out on one doing that, but we don't spend the energy. It's kind of fine. It's kind of whatever at this point. We'll throw Bast here in the middle. Give us Elsa. This is such a great Elsa. We got a Wolverine. We know there's going to be a Killmonger ruining our entire day. Let's get probably the Bishop out now, yeah? Doesn't hurt to get the Angela out, but no, Bishop's the one to go with. We have Sabretooth. All right, so we can count on our one-drops absolutely dying. This is nice to stop them in their tracks here. We can go with Angela. He's got the priority. So if we want to go Angela, then do the Mobius, we have that as an option. We could have an explosive last turn here. That's, you know, something. I'm thinking we'd throw Mobius left side, Angela here in the middle. All right, so their death is now unplayable.
Enough said.
Mobius, at the very least, counters the death completely. And then he spreads out pretty wide. We might snap. Let's see who we get. We know we're getting Chavez last. Let's go, baby. We got the Elsa. So, that being said, let's go Elsa Bloodstone here.
Opponent snapped.
We accept our fate. This is pretty good. It's kind of sad that we can't. Do we just go Hood here and not worry about the demon? Now, we got to get the demon down, right? Yeah, we got to get the demon down. This is disgusting. We could just... Nah. Let's get the demon down. We'll get the demon down. He's snapping? Let's snap him. All right, so Kitty Pryde gets a boost. The Hood gets a boost. Keep in mind, Killmonger will be coming out. But we've got the Hitmonkey and the Mysterio. All right, so that was turn 5. He played Carnage and probably Killmonger over there, right? That's what I would assume. All right. You can do. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. All right, obviously we can't have as explosive as a turn as we would want to. Oh, it's so close to being amazing, guys. It's so close. I mean, the guy could easily just Killmonger, ruin our day, but I'm telling you, this seems like it's gonna win. We're not able to fill up the right lane. Little bit of a bummer here, right? But we're putting some mad points in the mid. It doesn't matter. We won. All right, he's gonna lie here. But if this is Killmonger, we're fine. All good, baby. All's gravy. It was closer than I would have wanted it, but we still ended up getting the dubs, even if that X23 went to the right. A little scary. But the Mobius stopped the death, which is nice. The Alliath was annoying. Obviously, if you don't know, Mysterio always counts as played, so if a location says you can only play here, he won't spread. And that also means that Alliath will counter him. 8 cubes off the top, though, from Zlay, and that was a pretty good battle. The Mobius is just good with the bounce, man, with the Beast. Like I said, I think this deck could use a tech card. It's hard to cut one. You don't need all the power. I think it was fun showing all the power. But you guys can decide the build that you want to go with depending on the meta that we're seeing. But Mobius counters and benefits, and that's always good. All right, we have Not My Dance. And guys, we've had a lot of bots, a lot of people retreating. This could be the game that closes us to 80, but rest assured we're going to have plenty of videos this week. Elsa's going to work across the board. Not My Dance. All right, so Kitty Pride, the hood down early. Let's just get our kitty flying free right now. And obviously, let's try to get the Elsa going, but I like the starting hand. Okay, he doesn't do anything round one. He gives me the Sparty point. We have Necro Shaw. Couple of options here. Do we go with the safe and get the Mobius down now, or go with the Angela? We'll do the Mobius. Obviously, Washington, D.C. is going to be fantastic for the Demon. We've got a Craven, a Pantheon Craven. Not My Dance. You bought the bundle. You dirty dog. Bishop, Hood, Hitmonkey, Kitty Pride. I think we can get the Bishop down now and still feel pretty good about it. We could start building up the Angela, and that doesn't feel that bad either. But I think, you know, we're still pretty early in the process. We'll get the Bishop right side. He's got his Elsa. Can we get our own? That's the question. It's going to be tough to get this done here. I'm thinking we go... Let's go ahead and assume we're going to lose this middle lane then. Build up the left. Win the right, and then we'll just do Mysterio Hitmonkey combo to win it out. But if he has Elsa, we don't. It's going to be bad, and we only have one more turn to pull her. So if we don't have Elsa, and they do, we're playing the move deck. Truly a move deck. There she is, baby. Right on time. All right, so we could get the dagger a little bit beefed up too much. But I'm thinking we get the Elsa down. Let's get the Elsa down here. Build up the Kitty Pride. Change my mind. I'm going to go Elsa here. We're going to do this right here. That way we can kind of spread ourselves out. I know we have the Angela. I'm not worried about it right now. The Washington, D.C. lane's done. We don't want to give the dagger any more bonus points. Yo, that was a hell of a turn. Definitely going to be having a move deck resurgence. I love this. This is such a cool way to try to get our last win here. All right, so there's the Kitty Pride. With Chavez. And we don't even know if he might have a wave in the deck. All right, so if he plays Heimdall, he's moving a hell of a lot of power here. I think the kind of the obvious answer. We didn't play Demon in Washington, D.C. I don't know why. Clearly wasn't paying attention. I'm going to assume he's going to try to Heimdall. So we're going to go Hitmonkey here, Kitty Pride, and then Mysterio. Now, we obviously want to give the Mysterio the bonus there. So this works. And this will be a fat... I mean, dude, this is going to be a tough thing for him to beat. I suppose we could just switch the Kitty. We can't play Kitty over there, so we actually have to do it this way. Yeah, I think we're fine, if I'm being honest. Heimdall left side is what he might do. Heimdall middle, maybe? Heimdall middle, okay. Yeah, we won. He's not going to beat this left side. He's going to have a good amount of power over there. But this is where Elsa's just nutso. So we had to play... Hitmonkey where we played him. We didn't have to, but it's what it looks like we should have done, right? And then we play the big Mysterio here. We go up by 21. Good night. That was a close one. But I gotta give it to him. That was an absolute hell of a deck. I'm excited to play that one. And that was with a massive demon F up too, but we'll take it. You know, a good old classic misplays. And luckily, this is the last night that the last time that these resets don't happen in the middle of the day. I think they're going to be around noon my time, so that'll be good for testing. But anyway, all in all, I like it. I think Elsa Bloodstone is going to be probably about a 9 out of 10 in my opinion. And this is just the very start. Night 1, first deck I wanted to try her in. I think there's a lot more out there. And with that, we hit level 80 and, you know, good stuff. Rank 80, we're going to be hitting Infinite tomorrow for sure. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. And, again, we're going to have videos all week with Elsa. A lot of archetypes to build her in and a ton of ways to get this combo synergy rolling. And hopefully those won't be late at night and I don't make terrible plays. Hopefully you guys got the tools you need to create your own Elsa decks. And let me know down below the coolest combos that you have discovered and maybe we have not found out yet. Anyway, guys, if you haven't already, subscribe down below. It helps out a ton. And, you know, we're climbing. We're getting closer to the official Morphle Snap channel. As always, good luck out there in the new season and happy snapping.